Welcome. My name's Brian Knight and I live near Melbourne in Australia, and it's just turned 5 o'clock or just after 5 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. We have a public holiday here tomorrow, Anzac Day, but that's okay. I should be on actually. I think got a job to do tomorrow, but I should actually be on. Rightio. Let me just share this. Welcome to this live FOREX analysis session. Just note any trades discussed in this group are to be classed purely as educational only. That's because a group of people help each other and we are not financial advisors. So please only take trades that you're happy to take based on your own analysis. There is a full risk disclosure and there is a little bit about us as live session traders. So let me just stop sharing that. We'll go across on the charts. Some crazy moves. Yeah, no. Some big moves. Anyway, gotta work out which ones I'm in now too. Okay. Right, I'll just leave that up there. So let's go through these pairs and have a look at them anyway. So AD CAD, nice sell, pull back. If you're in that sell, it's okay. Came back up again, went green. I think Darren was in a buy, then got out of it, then it went back up, then it's back down. It's like this crazy sort of midweek stuff. Okay. So really what we're looking for is either a long here for a or a short, and it's been sort of a longer term sellout. So potentially, unless this is the swing low, it's potentially going to sell further and then maybe break that long. So we just need the right conditions here, right? ADCHF. I'm in this for a sell with a stop loss up here, and I think it came up really close to it. So it could knock me out on 317. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it may just do the same sort of thing as the AUD CAD, come back up to the line, dance, and then maybe come back down because it's been also a bit of a long-term downtrend as well. But they just need to do pullback. So that's where it's at the moment. Waiting for short, but I could get knocked out with a loss on this one because I took the trade when the short was too far. I think now too far away from the actual trend bar. Okay, ADJPY. Right, ADJPY not in this trade. It is pullback. It's getting, that short was there. It would have sort of stop profited there. It's now coming back to trend line. We'll just see what happens here. It could be later this week, next week, whatever. We may get a short out of it and sell back down. That's what I'd be looking at. Something that has a short closer to the trend bar for the push away. We'll see. NZD. It did pull back up, but it just depends on where your stop loss. It's up there. It's still in that trade from here. I think Darren's in 2 trades on that. That would be quite good. And look, potential is for this to break that long down here. We'll see what happens. But moving your stop loss down here, you've got 2 trades in a stop profit situation. A lot of them spiked, back against where they were. So AUD Singapore, I think Darren was talking about getting out of that one, but it's certainly spiked up. I'd be looking at potentially, it hasn't given us a short out of here anywhere. So this could quite easily move itself up. But then again, I think it'd be a bit crazy because you could see this as being a long-term sort of sell on that, unless this is again a swing low and we're getting a turn back up. But it would need to break that short or break, it needed to come up a lot higher. So, it may be worth the trade, but at the moment it's pushed up, but just hasn't decided to get that momentum. So I think, look, unless this pushes further up, I think we're and breaks that short. I think I'm waiting for a short on this one to come back down again. ADUSD. Now that has come back and potentially got Darren's stop loss. I think would have been down here. Anyway, we'll see. Rightio. But that's okay. It's still looks like it's still in that pullback before it. But if it stopped profited, then that's okay. Can't see HF. Right. Where am I? I'm out of that. Okay, so go to that short. I would have pulled my stop loss down here. It basically has spiked back up and stopped me out with a small loss. Well, relatively small loss, which is actually okay. So what we're waiting for, we've got a long now. What I'm waiting for is a short out of that for the sell back down. Yeah. So you got the pullback, short down, pullback. We'll wait for another one to come back down. KJ. A lot of these are very long-term sellouts, so that I'm still in that one. I'm still in drawdown on it because I got in at, I think I got in down here somewhere. Oh, yeah, wherever anyway, off a short, come from there. So, hey Tom, right. So that's the Cat J. I'm still in a sell on it, but it's done a pullback to line. So we'll see whether we haven't got a long, and we haven't got a short out of it. But again, longer term push down, right? So that one I'm just hanging on by the skin of the teeth at the moment. It's okay. CHF JPY. I got in on that buy, but it's pulled back here. Stop loss is still down here. If it makes it a line then pulls away again, that's okay. If not, then this will stop me out. Your AD, I went for the buy and it pulled back down again. Done. Did me in. That's okay. So as long as it comes back to here, I think that's what you said, Tom, was going to potentially do a bit of a pullback. That's okay.
Yeah, pick out that double, the equal highs. Well, in this case, it'd be the equal lows.
Oh yeah, through here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. So it's waiting for a long on this to pull back up. Quite a bit the last 24 hours, quite a bit of spiking one way or the other, pulling people out of trades. Okay, Euro CAD. I was in that for the buy, but it spiked back down as well. So pretty sure I got in that long. So it would have spiked me down to a small profit, I think. Let me look over here. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah. I did. I had a small profit on that one. So that's okay. Um, so yeah, that's all right. It got out of the danger period and it did come back and spike, but that's okay. Right, so that one also I'm out of that trade now too. Right. Um, let's see. I'm only at 4 trades at the moment. Quite a few uh knockouts, Darren. Either
Indeed, yeah.
either
Um,
positive or negative.
yeah. Most
Um,
positive, most of them,
yeah,
but
yeah, like that GU. So anyway, um, Euro CHF. I'm still in this and for a sell, but it's pushing up. So like it came up so close to the stop loss. So we'll just see what happens. It might just push a bit further.
I'm up 4% on this one.
Yeah, you're on the buy back in. Yeah. So what you're doing, Tom, is you're still following your process and your system that you had from with the bricks, and so uh, really, Darren and I are quite well. We're really not even a month into sort of changing the process, so we'll see. All right, you're a sad chap. That's good. You are. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not going to change at the moment. We'll see if it knocks me out. That's fair enough. But then I'll be looking for because we've got a long way. I'm looking for a short. Um, And if you look at it, we've got some lows down here. It came down to, but just doesn't want to break. So we'll see. It might just pull itself up and then come back down or go over the other side or it'll do whatever it wants to do. And we'll just follow. All right. Because if we turn green and we'll see how we go there. Euro GBP. Right. This one's just dancing around as well. Um, yeah. So if it was back in on this long, it'd be great. But you go down this long, all it's done is just going really sideways. And maybe it might just want to pull back to the line and then take off. We will see. No short yet. Yo, JPY. Yeah, this one as well. I'm going to just keeps tucking in on the line and then pushing away either one way or the other. It is a bit of a choppy sort of pair, this one. There's no sort of real longer term, like we're talking from back here, September last year, it's really, yes, it's gone up and down, but it's not really in any way from a daily to, we could have got some of these trades, but just recently, like if you're in on that long, that would be not too bad. But maybe in that short, it would have just come straight back at you. So, okay, you're at NZD. Now, got a short from up there, but do we get into the short now? Looking at it,
I
it's
think
been
I was just having a think about this, Brian. These where it you've squashed it now. I
oh, sorry,
can't see it.
there you go,
When it's sort of going sideways, hugging the
trend bar.
trend bar. How to sort of avoid or minimise the getting in and
In,
out and these small losses that I was talking
yeah,
about, which do mount up. And I think on this, for example, it's probably stating the obvious, really, but I wouldn't get in it until it breaks out of that. So you actually get breakers structure. It's stating the obvious, really, but you can see again, it's sort of wicked down, sucked back up, and so it still looks as though it's stuck in that sideways.
It's doing that.
It's
It
doing
might have a
that.
wick down, but it's not really got any.
Yeah. So
We'll see
so
what
the,
happens when the market closes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the next candle might push up, and it might do the same up there somewhere, and just so then you're just taking these. I know relatively small, but they do mount up these
Mhm.
losses as you're in and out.
Yeah.
I think
So
that's why I'm going to play these situations. Wait for it to. It may mean a slightly later entry if it
well, does it
drops
mean
down out
that
of it.
does it mean that it will have to break there or
No,
break?
I think a candle to close outside. That's
No, that's what I'm saying. Oh, you're saying that if just a body of candle goes
I think
outside or goes outside.
and closes outside. I think so. Yeah. Clearly,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to sort of split hairs on it if it's. Because you can see on this one, you'd have potentially got into the sell,
Yeah, no. Then out into a
then
buy,
out of it,
then out, then
or even
into
if
the
he
sell.
if he didn't get in the buy, then get in the sell again. But again, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Mm-hmm.
could just keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just looking back at previous previous trades, and
I agree with you.
and you can see examples of that. And then when eventually it does break structure, then you get in and and you catch the move.
So
So
for example, over here, like I know that this is still like you would have been in the buy there, it would have come back and knocked you out because you would have moved your stop loss up. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Tracked it up, right?
I mean
So
that would have been a
then
great trade, that one.
yeah, and then it's doing this and bouncing off here and doing, would you get in when it like the candles come back up here? Because this would be for
Well,
example, you've
on
got
that one,
sort of this.
I'd wait for the long anyway. I'd wait for the
Oh,
long
because
and
you've had a
just
short. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
wait
Okay.
for the long, get in. It's a bit of a pullback and off it
It's
goes. So
it's pulled right back here. Yeah.
that's quite a straightforward example. It's more where
Okay.
it's just crossing back and forth around the around that
Yeah, when it's doing
trend there.
this.
Yeah,
So
probably
you'd want a good sort of part of candle outside. But then
yeah.
again, following sort of some of Tom's thing for me is like you would want it to break the high or the low that it had previously gone to though. So you might have body of candle outside of this, high and low, but the point is for it to get any momentum, it really would need to break you'd need body of candle to break where the
Yeah, but I think
wick previously went.
but you've got the long there, haven't you? So that's your signal to get in. For me, that would be sufficient. I've got the long.
You mean the short?
Sorry, I'm just what I'm looking at now. On sorry, sorry. I'm
You're
zoomed in then.
see the
Yeah,
short's way up here.
yeah. No, yeah. No, all I'm sort of simply saying is, well, to take the buy, I would need a long for to take the buy
Yes.
anyway. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's not on the agenda at the minute. But to
No.
take this sell, I'd be looking for it to break out of this channel. So I'm looking for a candle to close below that, below those rails that you've drawn.
Okay. Below the
That's
rails, not necessarily below the wick, but it could be
no,
that
not
by the time
yeah,
the day is finished too.
yeah.
Okay, no worries.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I totally am on board with that.
and I'll say I just looked at
Hmm.
looked at some previous trades and or opportunities and positions, and
Hmm.
seems a seems one way of cutting out the reducing the number of losses.
Correct. Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
sorry. You carry
No,
on, Brian.
no, don't be sorry. No. I think the discussion on this, as far as fine tuning this strategy, is beneficial. So, rightio, Euro Singapore. Let's go have a look there. Rightio. Now, some of these potentially, I think, if you were in that long there and you've moved your stop loss, this spike down here probably, I don't know, could have maybe taken you out.
Yeah, it did. Took me out
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. But probably at break even or something like that,
Yeah.
which is okay. So what we're really waiting for is because a long was the last thing, we're waiting either for a short to come down, but which we wouldn't necessarily take because the trend bar is still green. Okay. No worries. But that would have been like a fail safe trade. It went out of the danger period and then just spiked back, which, that tends to be what they do. Right, Euro USD done the same thing. Now we've got a short. You into sell, Tom?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. It needs to break down a bit further. Okay. No worries. If you're in that long, which you were, I think, Darren,
Yeah.
it
No, that was a.
pulled up. And have you got your stop loss still down here, or had it
No,
moved all?
no, I did higher, so I've profited out on that now.
You've profited
So
out. Good, lovely. No, they profited out a great, great words. What
yeah,
is
I
it?
mean,
I remember a mentor said you cannot lose at this if you keep banking profit. So it's just how much you do to, and then what you're talking about before is that minimizing that in and out little small losses, which you'll take away from any of this. But that's okay. Euro USD. Right, GA. But you see, that's the thing where Tom would be into the sell, we're still not. Okay, now this is going, I don't know, this is interesting because we've sort of got this sideways thing happening here as well, haven't we?
oh yeah, but all we need at the moment with this is just a long. Then we get into the buy. So I'm not too worried about the. It's when it starts turning when it turns red and
Mm-hmm.
you start getting
Okay.
this in and out situation.
All right, that makes sense. I'm just seeing what we've got. So what we're talking about here is either it's going to go into short and we'll get a red change and then we'll look at whether we get in or not. Well, if it had a short and it went red, then you'd definitely be into the sell. But the point is, if here, because we've had a short back up there, if this goes into long, then you're going to get into the buy anyway. Okay. That makes sense. Good. All right. GCAD. Well, you got the long, you would be in that.
Yeah, I'm still in this one. It's not
It's not really going anywhere. You're
going
still
anywhere at
in
the minute.
that.
But a
You're
minute.
still in that danger period, aren't you? Okay. All right. All right. GBP and CHF. Oh, and if we go back to GCAD, so if, for example, this comes down and turns red on the trend bar, you're going to get out straight away.
Yeah,
And
wait, wait for a
yeah,
short.
but it hasn't moved that far that you moved your stop loss up to here or anywhere yet. So, okay. What do you? No worries. GBP CHF. Now, Tom's definitely in the buy on this one. I could
I
see that
am.
a mile away. Yeah, it's like almost like rear vision mirror. But this one is I don't know what happened here. because you got that long there. So I'm not, and Darren's probably, I don't know what happened here, Darren. If you got into this short here and you had a stop loss up there and you never moved your stop loss, and for me, if you got a long, I reckon that's a clue to get out of the trade at a loss. I don't know if you agree or not agree on that one, but there's, sign that it's pushed back up. If your stop loss is still up here, you're in a fair bit of drawdown. So, but anyway, this one waiting for, so longer term, it's sort of just been going sideways. It has gone down here, so it could do a buy back up before it starts to sell. So what we're waiting for, I think, would be a long on this one. Well, no, there'd have to be a short, then a long, because we've already got a long down here.
Well, what we
Or
could
if
get is
if it turns green.
yeah, but it could bounce off the trend bar, get a
Yeah.
short, and continue
There you
down,
go.
couldn't it?
True. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it could. Or it could turn green and go up and be jumping off this long as well. So did you hear what I said before? Like if you got into this short here and you got in down here and it pulled back up and it did give you a long, I reckon that's a sign to get out. Because you might not have moved your stop from there down further because you're still,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? But if it gave you a long, like that's going to have to be a bit of a nail in the coffin for that trade there. But the point is, if you got into that short there, you'd still have one damn good trade on that one. Anyway, all right, GJ. This is fine tuning now, Darren.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So short out and that would have come back, would have stopped profited you, gone sideways. Great. Now we've got a situation. We don't have a long on it as yet. And it's back at the trend bar. This is a wait and see one now. Definitely. Okay.
I'm in this.
In the buy, yeah. But if this turns green, you don't have a long, you're not going to be in that yet then, Darren. But if we do get a change of trend bar, more highly likely to get a long on it, but we'll see. Like over here. But then that's not good at pullback. Okay. Right. GN. Gee, it's so volatile at the moment, isn't it? Right. Now you're in that cell and it's still.
Yeah. I'm still in the cell, yeah.
And you still got a bit of plus profit.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether you move your stop loss into break even plus a little bit. We'll see. All right. The GBP and Singapore.
Right. This is an example. It was on about
This back and forward.
no, this was
No? Oh no, because you got a long lead. Yeah.
no, I posted
Oh yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
In the end, it didn't matter because it carried on pushing down anyway, so it would have taken me out. But I was using the two candle rule.
Yeah, you'd moved your stop loss up here or here.
I had.
Yeah.
I had.
Yeah.
But I was stopped out well before.
What's a spread?
Well before that candle wick. It must have been 100 pip spread. I'm not exaggerating.
Right.
I was shocked. So I was looking on TradingView and I think, hang on, why am I out of this? The gap still, and it literally was 80, 90 pip spread. Took me out.
Gosh.
It's just something to watch on these. They do have big big spreads, these SGD pairs, Singapore dollar
Mm-hmm.
pairs, but that
Yeah.
was so particularly when you're doing this sort of 2 candle rule, trailing it up,
Maybe not as tight on those Singapore ones.
or adjust your stop loss before
Tighter,
before the market changeover
right,
or something.
right. But you still would have stopped profited on this though.
I think I did. It was a very small profit, but I'm frustrated because it's a trade that's going quite well, actually, isn't it? It's
Well, that candle doesn't tell you that though. And there's nothing stopping you to get back into the trade though.
there isn't.
The only issue I've got is see how it's sort of like come up to this area like it is now. It's come up to here, but just doesn't want to push past it. So this could easily quite easily sell back to the trend bar too.
Yeah.
But I think if you get another candle and it breaks this high, then
Get back in, yeah.
there's a potential if you wanted, but yeah, I'm not sure. See how it's sort of there, and where am I? Over here. See how it sort of come from here. I think it wants to push further, but we'll see. I mean, look at that. There's a fair bit of potential work back up there. Yeah. The trend is at the moment is buy.
Definitely.
But we'll see. Could be a turn for it here. See how it's sort of dancing around here. It could be getting ready to do the sellout, but but then we'd be able to catch that because what happens is it would come back, give us a short line, and then you could get into that sell. So you might be frustrated that it did that, but I think at least again, having taken the trade, you still have a profit out of the trade, however small it is.
Yeah.
It was not a loss. So, okay. Now, GU, this one spiked and that one took me, well, I profited out of that one without,
Yeah, that was it.
Here, back up here.
It was a really really nice trade, that one.
Well, it's a good example, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing is we're not into the sell, which
Oh.
Tom is probably setting himself up, or he already is in the sell.
I'm just waiting for it to trigger.
Yeah, of course. Well, see, we don't have that sort of part of this strategy on it. So, let us get this sort of first part of the strategy sorted, then we can focus on maybe pullback stuff. So, got in here, pushed up, pushed up, pushed up, pushed up, moving the stop loss up and up and up and up and up and up to the bottom of this one, like that candle there. And then because that pulled back a bit, and then when this pulled back the next day, it stopped profited out from here to there.
Well, this sort of aspect to the new sort of rules I quite like. I think we've got this quite good actually. The 2 candle rule.
Yeah. And now we're sitting here though, Darren. We're waiting for a short and for the change on the trend bar, or for it to go short, then long, and then go back up again.
Ideally short, then long. But I do think if we get an engulfing buy candle next, would you get back in and just continue the?
For me, it would need to break this high.
And it's a long way from the trend bar as well now. That's the thing.
Yeah. And if we remember back to, it's probably well out of the X48, but that's another thing. Okay, NZDs, NCAD.
Still in this, yeah. Still ticking along.
Yeah, Yeah, just going a little bit sideways, but that's okay. Didn't do anything too dramatic. But yeah. Okay, NZDCHF. Oh, come on. Ah, now you've got along there. Are you
Yeah.
deciding to get in?
I will get in it. Yeah, I'm going to get in
Okay.
this one.
Because you got that long there.
Mm.
And it's turned green. And Tom, you've been in that buy for a while.
It hasn't been. I just got in again. I had
Oh,
gotten
okay.
out and I just got in again.
Okay,
So
no worries.
I'm up. What is that? Almost a full percent by now.
Yeah, okay. Good stuff. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so that's one for today. All right, NZD JPY. Okay, so here's an example, isn't it? Well, you might have. Is this what you're talking about,
It is.
Darren, here?
It is. That's exactly what I've been talking about. So I got in the buy.
Got out.
I didn't get in that first one because it hadn't crossed the trend line. So
Oh, right. Yeah. You
I
got
got
in
in
there.
that one. Stayed in it, and then it turned red and got out, and now we're back green again. So that's I've had that candle's been up and down all day. It's sucked down and then back up. So it
So
potentially is that.
you'd wait for the end of the day, and
Yeah.
because it's sort of gone, well, how many candles? This is the thing, like
Yeah.
what's because that's the low. It has now broken out with body of candle out. And for me, the wick's broken. Well, maybe it needs the body breaking that candle. We'll see what happens after like at the end of like it's another hour and a half or whatever before the market changes over and we get a few crazy spreads. But this could quite easily suck all the way back down here somewhere.
Yeah.
Or it could push further up. I mean, we don't know at the moment for the market. So what's the overall? See, the overall is sell. Look at that.
It is.
So it really hasn't done much buying in all of that since, back here in November last year. All it's really done is gone down. So to get into the buy is going to be a gutsy move, I reckon. I'm not wanting to put you off, and I think that we need to mechanically trade this. And I haven't got a disagreement with you at all about getting into a buy. But what I do think is that overall trend is what's going to really be the overarching factor in this pair. So yeah. Anyway, let's see what happens when I'll just leave these lines on here and we'll see what happens. Right? Okay, and you that no, that probably hasn't come back to your stop yet.
Yeah, I'm still in it. Still in it.
It's
This one.
still here. Yeah, wherever the stop is down there. Because that one pushed down and this was a buy, so you would put your stop loss here or down here somewhere. So you're still in a stop profit situation. Okay. Singapore Japanese yen. This one's short's too far away from the line. We'll wait for it to come back to the line before we do. And also too, when you look at this is just like this has been going down for a while as well.
Well, I was in the cell and I've been taken out of that one. I didn't get in up there. I got in on the.
You got in there. Yeah, so that short's too far away. Too far away from the line. I mean, I think that's a lesson to learn. Rightio, UCAD. Okay, let's see. A great trade that potentially has spiked back to stop profit. I'm not sure.
Oh,
You're
I'm still in it, Brian. That one.
still in it? You haven't moved it down from that point. It must be somewhere around there. 3.9.
It is
Yeah,
still
okay.
there. Yeah.
All right, no worries. Well, you got a sell. You know, like for me, I would have moved it because you got anyway. We'll see. Buy, sell this thing. That's okay. It's wherever you've got it and wherever you put it. So at the moment, it's pushed back up. Now, whether the next candle does or not, if this pushes down, you're going to move your stop loss to here, though,
Mm-hmm.
huh? Okay. Lovely. Well, you're in a stop profit. You're in a stop profit situation. Okay, USD CHF. Oh, we got a long on this now. You're in the buy, Tom? Not
On
yet.
which one? USD
Yes, you
CHF?
CHF. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Which I thought you would because of that long on there. Okay. This is such a long term. This has been, pushed back up and then pushed down, broken. Now, it potentially this is on the way up. Now, how do we, this is something that
Well, I'm looking for this to,
come back to be go green and then
I've been waiting for the long, so hopefully we can then get a short and get into the sell. That's what I'm thinking.
right, yeah. No worries.
So it's hopefully going to come back up towards that trend bar, turn, get a short, and
Well, what Tom's doing,
continue the trend.
though, he's getting on that long and he's getting a buyback out, but we don't have any indication of what to do. Okay, it's just something that I'm pondering over here. Okay, no worries. USD JPY. Again, we don't have anything, but it is pushing. All of these tend to be pushing back up now.
Yeah, I've profited out of this one. Which is
Oh yeah, you would be in
good
that short
profit.
over here. Yeah. And then you've moved your stop down to wherever, and it's now stop profit. Yeah. USD Singapore, all of them, the USDs seem to be coming back a bit stronger, so that's all right. And I think that's also showing up here in, gold has pulled back significantly as well. That's a big move for a day.
Yeah,
And it goes short.
profited out.
Yeah, because you would have just stopped here somewhere.
Yep. But
Okay.
strangely, silver's gone up while gold has dropped. Oh,
Really? Oh, it
yeah,
has too.
it's very odd. No, it's really odd.
And that's quite an engulfing candle up there, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm in the buy on silver.
Oh, you already got in?
Yeah, I got him when it ten bar turned green.
Right. Okay, because you had the long and turn. Okay, no worries. And it danced around. Okay, fair enough. Bitcoin's up to 93. It's making its bit of push for some reason. The Trump effect. And oil has gone back down. Whoa, back down to 62.
He bounced off the trend bar.
Yeah.
Just waiting for
But
the
didn't
short
give you,
now.
but
Got in.
yeah, get shortened bit, yeah. Okay. As long as it's not too far away from the trend bar. Okay. But it is in that close proximity, so it's not too bad. Okay, well, that's it. That's the lot. All right. So obviously you're out on the road, Darren. You're doing high profile again.
Yeah,
Rightio. Well,
that's
we'll just
right.
see what
Cheers,
happens
anyway.
with this ADK. Well, thanks for going through those. We'll just see what happens.
All right.
So I'm out of that one, so I'm going to get rid of that. No issue. Right. And I'm just a bit, I was going to say, I think what I might do is the end of this week, I might kill off this. Well, I'm going to organize a new account to start this whole process a little bit more seriously. So we'll see how we go with that.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm just frustrated with the fact that I have lower margin and I can't sort of take advantage of some of the trades at the moment. So all it means is that I'm just going to organise a separate demo account to trade off for the moment. That's all.
Oh, I see.
That's all it means. Something that I can actually take advantage of some of these trades which I think it'll be just to show, because I'm sort of thinking about it like, well, if someone starts with this and then starts with $1,000, for example, or real money or whatever, it may not be with this strategy enough to be able to build that without sort of going backwards. Does that make sense? It's just not enough to generate, because you still be in margin, all that sort of thing. But anyway, all right then. I'll hopefully be on tomorrow. And I've got to go. After that, I've got to go do a job for my mum. I've got to go fix a mower up. So tomorrow will be after the session. We'll see how we go. But as I said, it's a public holiday here tomorrow. All of that. Okay. Any other news from all the craziness? No?
Yeah.
Haven't seen any, all the things happening?
Well, I think
No?
I think the main thing is signs from the White House that they're softening their position on the tariffs, which is probably what's boosted the dollar
Yeah.
today. So to
And
continue
the
to do
word
that,
isn't it the word they're easing off on China as well?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They're giving China a break.
Mm. Mm. Oh yeah, we're going to do some trade agreement, like, well, sure. Because China's just going like, well, play this game, but you're going to lose. So,
Right.
Well, this could signal maybe a trend change.
yeah, yeah.
Start to see all these dollar pairs go the other direction. Obviously, we want to be in there and capitalise. Do.
All right. Well, we will see what happens. Okay. I think that's about that. Okay, no worries. Take it easy. I better get ready so I can go and drive these kids to school.
All right. See you tomorrow then.
Okay.
All right. Ciao. Take it
See
easy.
ya.
Bye.